While we did spend a lot of time today celebrating our veterans for their service, you might not realize that many continue fighting a life and death battle with themselves. On average, each day, 22 active duty military and veterans take their own lives. Tonight, we hear from people battling to shine a light into the darkness.
This is a picture of Alan with some of his friends.
Born into a military family, Alan Younger seemed destined to follow those footsteps.
He wanted to go out, he wanted to explore, he wanted to see more and experience more, and he used the Army as kind of an avenue for it.
He met his wife Amber when both were in training to become combat medics. Eventually, Amber left the military. The couple had a daughter, Mariska, got married, and Alan deployed to Iraq. Once home, he joined the National Guard and was accepted to the chemical engineering program at KU.
He was just really smart.
But Alan was hiding a secret.
He told his therapist that he struggled with depression in high school. He hid it from a lot of people. He didn't want his family or his friends to think less of him or to judge him for having a mental illness. But then there's also within the career of the Army. You have to be tough, you have to be strong, you can't show weakness.
On a 2-week break from deployment, 2 friends in Iraq were killed by an IED. He then had a close friend die by suicide. Amber says it sent Alan spiraling. He stopped therapy, stopped medications, and then it became too much.
It was August 12th, 2013.
Amber says Alan was argumentative that night. He stood in their bedroom doorway.
And he brought his hand around and I saw him holding the gun. I jumped off the bed and I ran at him. He didn't hesitate, he didn't stall. As I ran towards him, he put the gun up to his head, locked his eyes into mine, and pulled the trigger as I screamed no. And then he fell back.
David Keevers says his story nearly came to a similar ending.
Starting to just become an angry and violent type of person.
David entered the Marine Corps as an almost rebellious act, but found he thrived on the structure and detail. He deployed to Iraq, then Afghanistan, where he found himself in the battle for Marja.
It's only supposed to be a couple-day type of deal, they say, be in and out, and it definitely wasn't like that whatsoever. None of us were prepared for it. We weren't supposed to be prepared for it, but we made the best that we could out of it and came out well, and from the grace of God is why as many as my men walked out as they did, including myself.
But 3 men did not. Once off active duty, David entered a vicious cycle trying to cope with what he'd seen in and out of treatment before finally finding the PTSD program at Topeka's VA, only to become discouraged at the wait to get in.
Decided, at that point in time, the only choice I had in life that I knew that I'd keep going was just to be homeless and live out on the street until I got help.
He finally came across the Military Veteran Project. They helped him get home, complete the paperwork to get into the PTSD program, and matched him with a battle buddy, Vietnam veteran Dennis.
Talked through a lot of stuff in life. Made me feel like I wasn't the only one. Showed me that I wasn't.
That support, David says, changed everything. He wants others who find themselves where he was and those who love them to know, don't give up.
People that experience the PTSD, we don't even understand it. But I just say stick in there, continue to put forth the effort to get help, and I promise that it will have a light at the end of the tunnel.
A light that's needed to keep others from suffering in silence.
It's easier to say, my loved one is mentally ill or my soldier is mentally ill. It's so much easier to do that than to bury them. And once that cloak is taken away and the hushed tones and the stigma, it's going to make getting help so much easier.
The VA has launched Operation SAVE. Remember these letters: spot the signs, ask the question, do you want to take your life? Validate what the veteran is feeling, and encourage treatment and expedite getting help, SAVE. And again, if you do need help, the Veterans Crisis Line is 1-800-273-8255. You can hear from the suicide prevention staff at Topeka's VA and find further resources on WIBW.com. Ralph, the veterans want you to know that there is help out there, not to give up. And the VA wants veterans to know there are resources. There is help. They are there. They want to see people.
That support to lift them up and keep them here with us. Melissa, thank you for that.